There is only one Indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever. There is only one Indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever. There is only one Indigenous...
Land of the rising sun we love and cherish, beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the prize is death for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Held to Biafra, consecrated nation, oh fatherland, peace be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. Now waving standard which emboldened thee free shall always be our flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed will pass. When we are poised the wind of battle to heal, Biafra.
Yo, it's Bonzi Benny J. Sugar Man Kuli Beats. No. Together we gon' make it. Together. Different got talent exclusive.
BIAFRA is still standing. We only moving forward, we depend in unity. BIAFRA is involved in every positive activity. We uphold our freedom. BIAFRA is our nation. To the better days come peace and prosperity. But whatever this year brings, no matter the weather, BIAFRA is gonna make it as long as we together. And we hope we do stand or we ever be together. And to go kick up, is gonna make us stand together. And so we say.
Once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscientious people wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you good night depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station is generally referred to as a child of circumstance. It is being anchored by Diokpa Uchuka from Efo, who is from Abatete in Anambra State. He is the man that assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. By the special grace of the Almighty Creator, I remain George ONYIBE. I hail from Agbo, Anyoma Province in Biafra land, of course Delta State. I want to use this opportunity to acknowledge every member of the de facto customary government who have come together in a time like this to ensure that we reevaluate our position in the current dispensation. Noble men and women out there working assiduously, even behind the scene, to make sure we don't get it right. Acknowledge all of you this evening, and Biafrans appreciate you. I want to specially also acknowledge the members of Biafra Nation Alliance, those of you who understand the need to stand against evil, the need to stand around the truth, the willingness and ability to stand alone if necessary, to make sure that in the end, the truth will prevail. The administrators, the board of trustees, of course our media platform, and every genuine member across the globe. You are highly appreciated this evening. I will not forget to acknowledge the indigenous people of Nnamdi Kanu, who are everywhere on social media, destroying the very effort of this restoration project, hypocritically pretending that they are the one fighting for our freedom. The next generation must be wary of these people. They are always on every social media, and what they do is they curse everybody out. They do not think positively or progressively anymore, because you have a lot of power tussle, you have a lot of eye service, you have a lot of agent among them. Confucianists, they are able to have their way because their leader Nnamdi Kanu was compromised around at the corner. And so when you see me online, you see them yapping, insulting their father, insulting their mother. Do not take them serious. We allow them. We don't block them. We don't block anybody. If you bear our rule, we allow you to express yourself. And so when you see them there, I could block all of them and then focus. But there will be a very damning consequence against our people if these issues are not reviewed. And so I welcome all of you, being sponsored by our punk, China Sanworu. You need to bring in more recruits. But I tell you, we are not going anywhere. I acknowledge men and women of goodwill who give their advice sincerely. Most of you are not Biafrans, but of course you choose to identify with us in this struggle. Those of you who have been beaten down into submission, we understand your position. We only pray that God will strengthen all of you to do the right thing, and of course bless you in the end. That having been said, I must acknowledge the Creator, the one who made the heavens and the earth. He is the one who set our feet upon this path that we must follow. And if any day he rises up and says, stop, we will stop. But until then, we go nowhere. And so I acknowledge him as always. All the glory and honor must be to him. No man will share his glory with him. He said. This evening, once again, just like every other day, we continue to redirect our people with the confidence assurance that they will come in terms with the truth sooner or later. But we cannot keep quiet and then allow our people to be rheumatized, deceived, and then led to their untimely grave. Our topic this evening is simply titled, The Ability to Manage the Present Determine the Outcome of the Future. The ability to manage the present determines the outcome of the future. Hypocritically, many of us believe that the present is very important. And so they scheme, they deceive, they scramble in the present. They kill. All in an effort to make it look as if they are having upper hand. To make it look as if they are larger than life itself. They focus on the present. And then they ignore the past. And then they do not consider anything about the future. You see, anybody who operates on this realm, they always lose their way in the end. They always come in contact with a damning consequence of their action in the nearest future. And so at this moment, I am calling on Biafrans all over the world to consider these three stages that has to do with nature. Physically, spiritually, historically, and otherwise. And I want to begin to believe that some of us will begin to rethink and decide to walk on the path of truth, on the right path. And because today is the future we were waiting for some time ago. And the past was once someone's future. On this very segment, I will want to remind us that in as much as we live in a four-dimensional world, but we are driven by three energy of desires, which falls into three categories. This eventually determines the intent of our heart and the level of greatness we can attain to. 1. Our success is determined by what we learn from the past, as a motivating factor and a driving force. If we want to succeed, specifically talking about the Biafra agitation, of course it has to do with every other area of our life. Our ability to concentrate, our ability rather to succeed, determined how much interest we pay to the past. There is an adage that says, if a child is wise, what kills his father cannot kill that child. But when a child is foolish, what kills the father will kill that child. This is only possible when that child fails to take track record of family history. That is when that child fails to take proper record of family history. Today, as we are agitating for the restoration of Biafra, we have a lot of experience, we have a lot of encounter, we have a lot of things that has happened before our time. We need to go back to the past. We need to reveal the actions and the intent of heart of these men. We need to learn so much from them, or else we fail. It is applicable in every area of life. The past is gone. You cannot sweep it under the carpet, because whatever happened yesterday eventually has led us to this very point. And so whatever we do at this moment, which is the present, we must make sure that we have put facilities in place to checkmate every form of shortcoming. And so most people today are doing what they are doing without considering where we are coming from. The people of Biafra, for sure I know, are unique people. The people of Biafra has all it takes to become whatever they want to become. One of the greatest fears we all know of the global community, this is not to boost your ego, is that based on the idea, the agenda to keep African permanently subjugated, nation like Africa, nation like Biafra rather, cannot be allowed to exist. And so this idea, this mindset, this program is there to keep us down for a very long time. Time will not permit me to begin to reveal some of the great things that has taken place in the land of Biafra. We have everything it takes to be a great nation. We are very complicated people, this we know. But in the midst of all this confusion, it requires a little stroll behind, a little stroll back into the past, and you will see. You will see the truth has always been there before you. Some people believe that for Biafra to come, we have to call one form of Messiah. Some people believe before Biafra can come, we can be subdued. Some people believe they can do it alone. But we have heaps of record right there in the past. But hypocritically, we intend to avoid it, and somewhere along the line you think you can maneuver it in the future. No. If you check most successful people in life, it is the past that becomes the driving factor that makes them successful. It is the past that actually define their present, which eventually will reflect in their future. I hope you will understand this. There are some families, they don't have a graduate. And then their father will look back in their history and say, the whole of my family, we don't have a graduate. And then, based on this knowledge, based on this information, he goes on deep research. Why is it that we don't have a graduate in my family? Is it a spiritual problem? Is it a physical problem? And you see some of the parents are ready to break that spell, that gene. They put a very close tag on that issue. And so when they marry, when they have children, most of them will rather die than to see their children didn't go to school. And I've had so many testimony about that. He said, this is the first graduate in our family. I couldn't understand why we don't have graduate in this family. And so I decided that no matter what happened, my son must graduate. Most of them sold the only property they have. Most of them borrowed money. But you see, their children in the end of the day, most of these people at the end of the day, because they did not check into the past history and understand that no matter how poor my father is, he went through all these things to put me through school, most of them end up graduating and don't take care of their parents. They may be doing fine, but this is because they are not connected to the past. The moment you lose your past, where you are coming from, I can assure you, you are not going anywhere. There is no more successful person than the person who looked at his past and then confront it and decide to deal with it. What am I trying to say? We have seen ourselves in areas where people will say, don't mind him. He will not make anything. He's a failure. And everything they said about you look like true. Some even tell you to your face, you will never be anything good in life. And then they give birth to weeks, and then to months, and then to year. You allow this word to hurt you. You think about it day and night, what they have told you. It's your past already. This is your present. And eventually it is connected to the future you are looking for, because today is the future we are looking for. And you say, I will prove these people wrong. I will be somebody in life. I will do all that I can to be successful. And you see, you have been able to successfully anchor to your past, and it has become a driving force which will lead you to success, of course, positively. In this Biafra agitation, it is the same thing. Most of the shenanigans you are seeing taking place today, I need you to take a closer research on people who are responsible there. These people they don't have any relationship with the past. They are not connected with the past. They have not counted the cost. They have failed to review the matter that is before them. They do not have the ability to reevaluate position of things. They know nothing about the past. And so they are always concerned with the present, with the immediate. They want to enjoy the momental glory. But it does not last. And so anyone that is involved in this Biafra agitation must be guided first of all by the past. And so whatever ideology you are behind, first of all, check the past. Men and women have been behind this ideology. Where did it lead them to? If they succeeded, What are those principles you need to emulate in order to succeed? If they have failed, what are the corrections you need to learn in order to succeed? We have been protesting and protesting and protesting. We need Biafra. The question should be, did we start protest today? As far back as 1929, even our mothers hit the streets of Biafra land, protesting. Of course, there were minimal achievement on that protest, but it was manipulated, it was influenced. And so if we are going on protest, we must understand that it can be influenced. In the era during the war, there were protests going on in UK and most countries around the world by genuine Biafrans who are in diaspora. We have their videos all around us. But there were media blankets against this protest. Little or no attention was even given to them. But of course, they did what they need to do. They did what was necessary. And so, present day agitators, we should ask ourselves, to what end will we protest? Some believe that the Constitution of Nigeria should be reviewed. Amendment. This we know. A lot of people have fought for it. What did our fathers before us do about this Constitution? Who are the people making sure that this Constitution is not reviewed? What are the processes that must be put in place for this Constitution to review? You will soon understand that most people who had what it takes to bring Nigeria down to her knee to review the Constitution, they are beneficiary of the evil enclave called Nigeria. And so, without being able to link your past to your present, you only be you're doing activities, but to what end? We end up being used as a bargaining chips. Everybody will come out, they support you. Hey, yes, so yes, let us amend Constitution. Yes, let us amend. You will end up being a bargaining chips. I am not speaking in plain terms now, but I will remind you one day that most of these activities will only create a platform for the handlers of Nigeria to use you as a bargaining chips on your behalf, and then all the people you think they have gathered in your support, they will abandon you. And so if we are drawing inspiration, knowledge from the past, you will understand that there are certain issues you should avoid and there are certain issues you should get involved with. We ignore our past. We moved on with that mindset, most of us, that will control the future. My brother, the pair of light is not in your hand, neither in my hand. All it requires is a diligent evaluation of every activity surrounding Biafra Restoration Project, and at least it is applicable in every area of life. But of course, I'm not here to teach you how to succeed or how to do any other thing. I'm teaching you on how to remain focused. If you actually count the cost of what we have lost as a people regarding the issue of Biafra, regarding our right to self-determination, which is being trampled upon the feet, regarding our predicament in the Nigerian state, self-inflicted injury upon ourselves, presently most of you will not advocate to kill your brother. Most of you will not advocate to eat your brother. Most of you will not be shouting Biafra, Biafra just to rob us. Raising fund. We're not raising much fund any longer. Raise fund. if you indeed understand what we have lost as a people, I can assure you, most of you will not hire people to come and insult your brother on the social media. You are not counting what happened in the past. We are very much interested in the immediate. And so you can only live on the past glory. But in the immediate, in the present, you are empty. Don't forget, we are the present. What drives you? Somebody come online the other time and say Biafra is cause. These people do not have connection with the past. Just like Nnamdi Kanu at the other time has come and he told you Igbos are cursed. And then you have the other one, Zineli Ofwebu, he tell you Biafra is cursed. And maybe Nnamdi Kanu say Igbos are cursed. He have his way because many people who do not understand where we are coming from, they are jumping up and down. Yes, he's your Messiah. And then another woman Messiah has emerged. Biafrans are cursed. But if this woman has seen the face of young men and women in this present dispensation who are still willing to die because of Biafra, who are drunk with the ideology behind Biafra restoration, who have died because of this journey, she will not desiccate or urinate on their grave. But we know it's part of Nnamdi Kanu plan to destroy the image of Biafra and everything around it. And his recruit pretending to be one party, they are playing it out. But my brother, my sister, connect yourself to the past. You will begin to see how we look like, our end in the present time. The book of Jude should be chapter 9. He said, for when God sent angel Michael to retrieve the body of Moses from Satan, Satan dare not use accusive words. Angel Michael dare not use accusive words against Satan. God sent angel Michael, go to Satan, retrieve Moses' body. Because considering the circumstance where Moses died, automatically it became a property of Satan. And because grace has its way, according to the book of Jude, chapter 9, the Bible says when angel got to where Satan was, he dare not use he dare not insult Satan, but rather he said to Satan, the Lord rebuke you. And that is because, as far as this issue is concerned, the angel is connected to the past. You understand that something has happened in the past. Today in the Biafra agitation, if you understand something that has happened in the past, there are some things most of you are doing that you are not doing. And so I call upon my fellow brothers and sisters who are at the receiving end of all this confusion. This is the time to compare your present. Go back to the past and then compare your present. Not just around you, but around the vicinity where you find yourself. Today they are using you. They transfer money into your account. They give you money and they tell you what to do. They set you up against the system. And when the outcome, the result of those activities will come forth, they will abandon you. And if you die with regret, if you are incarcerated with regret, it will double your suffering. And that is why most of you are so frustrated. It's a shame you can't live on regret. And so what do? If you don't see how you could do them, you could do them anyhow. It will only lead to your untimely death. let us check what we have lost in the past. Let us consider if this thing is achievable. Let us humble ourselves. Some people will say they are fighting for freedom. When they have any little misunderstanding, it looks like without you the agitation has gone. No. It is because you are not actually connected to the past. Because if you are connected to the past to consider situations and circumstances, you will be ready to go more mile. You will be very determined to see the end. Today we all want to identify with Malcolm X. We want to identify with Martin Luther King. We want to identify with great men and women who stood on behalf of the people to ensure a better today for all of them. But it was not a jolly be good. It was not a jolly ride for them. They paid great deal for it. Let us go back to the past and then ask ourselves this question. Why are we here? Why are we here in the first place? What do we want to achieve? And then find out how our fathers went through it before now. Find out how they went through it. How they managed it. Did they succeed? Did they fail? And then let them become the guiding principle that leads you here. I will see if people will come out and tell you we are Ido nation. The other one will say we are Ido kingdom. These are two different things anyway. And then the other one is Ido Biafra. And then the other one is condemning Biafra. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Why are we so gullible? That is why with the level of intellectuals we have as a people, with the level of our exposure, having traveled around the world, with the level of our financial capacity and all the wise, Nnamdi Kanu, who cannot come out and post one of his PhD degree, have used all of you, rubbish all of you, rat in the cage. But yet, you did not check the past. You are enjoying momentum victory in the present that will lead all of us to our undesirable end. This is a matter of a nation. Oh, we answer Idu. One Aboma was saying we answer Idu. The other one was saying Urugodo is a river. Of course, they don't call my name. But when they are talking to me, I know. And I looked at them and said, why will our people reason like this? Is it the name we are looking for? It is after the victory is won. The name is established. But until then, these are inconsequential. For instance, in Igbo land, there is something known as Ola. Olama. Olachi. This Ola, you go to Bayelsa, they still bear Ola. And now when you wake up one day, you say, oh, Bayelsa people are Igbo people. I saw one Bayelsa man, his name is Ola. My brother, they have the same pronunciation, but different meaning. And then the person from Bayelsa who understand the past, who understand the real meaning of Ola, and the difference between the Ola of Igbo and the Ola of Bayelsa, will just be looking at you. And you vigorously defend lie. And the custodians of the truth will be looking at you. You will never have your way. It becomes some of the claws in the wheel of our progress in this journey. You are not looking at the past. And of course, there are areas you may decide to have a glimpse of in the past, when you defraud people, when you deceive people, and then you think that is how it's going to be. No. You must have that ability to learn from the negative side as well as the positive side. Do not abandon the past. Do not forget about the past. Considering the level of sacrifice that have been made to see that Biafra is restored, from as far back as we can remember from the amalgamation, the killing of our people in 1956, the massacre within 1967 and the rest of them, the ongoing oppression economically and otherwise as we speak, the deliberate act of destroying our land, to mention but a few. What have we learned? I am sure before the United Nations, I am very sure before the EU, AU, or any other world body that has the capacity to look into our predicament, has any concrete matter on their desk regarding us as a people. And if you are able to look at the past and see that such effort has not been made, why don't you rally around those who have what it takes? Let us have a very concrete matter set before the global community. It's always look impossible until the job is done. But if we neglect what happened in the past, we will wander for a very long time in the wilderness. And so I encourage you as a Biafran, pay clear attention. Pay clear attention to the past. Because a lot of history, a lot of wisdom, knowledge, grace, everything it takes you to succeed, they are there. Our source of determination, or our success is determined by our ability to put our energy in the future. This can also serve as a motivating factor. If you want to succeed, learn to gather your energy and invest them in the future. It gives you the determination. It gives you all the strength that you need to continue going. Believe me, we are not enjoying what is going on in the Biafra agitation. We are not. But whatever we do today is prepared by one single truth: how it's going to end. And so they say the end justifies the means. Inasmuch as you are encouraged to always go back and have a sober reflection on what has happened in the past regarding this same particular issue, which can be applied, which is applicable to other areas of life. But of course, the agitation is our area of concentration this evening. You must learn to have an overview, the end result of what you are doing. Anything you want to do in life, you must first of all have it at the back of your mind what your soul aims are. We are not checking all these things. If I am rubbished, if you are my boss, if you manipulate me, if you do everything you are doing, and I did not protest, I remain submissive. This could only be possible on one condition: that I have clearly seen that everything you are doing and everything I have to suffer eventually will help us get Biafra. What do? I will bear those pain. I will bear those bronze. I will exercise patience with great determination and wait to the end. You can learn from the farmer. to wake up at the beginning of the year. Most of them go to their farm or the market. They buy fine tubers of yam, maize, okra, as the case may be. And most of them are hungry. They would have eaten it and feel fine 1 or 2 weeks. You can carry them depending on the size of the farm. And then having bought these crops, they go to a piece of land. They begin to till the ground, weed the ground, till the ground, and then they burn the weeds. Nothing to show for it. They come back home empty-handed. And then the next week they begin to plant. And then after planting, they will take this precious seed and they bury it. And then they begin to look at the piece of land. And maybe 2 months later, the weed, the crops has grown. And then there are weeds growing with that crop to destroy that crop. And then it's time to separate the wheat from the chaff. It's frustrating. The farmer had a choice, either to destroy the wheat and allow your crops to grow, or you let both of them grow. The weed will eventually frustrate the crop and you will lose. But the farmer doesn't give up. And so in about 2 months after investing heavily on a piece of land without any atom of profit, they move in and weed the farm. And then all of a sudden they see leaves everywhere. Most of these leaves are not consumable. The yam leaf, you can't eat it. The maize leaf, you can't eat it. Some eat okra leaf, but very few of them. You continue. And then maybe another 2 months, they are ready for weeding again. You only go for inspection. The yam you buried in the ground will rot away. And so even though you need it, you can't get it. You continue doing what you are doing. And now understand, all this frustrating moment, it is anchored to the end of that famine. The farmer understands that from 6 months onwards to 8 or 10 months, regarding based on the type of crop we are talking about here, harvest will come. And then you can see a farmer who had a very fertile ground to farm. During the harvest time, they are very happy. And then you go back to the farm, the maize has produced this fruit, you harvest it, you sell them, you not only retrieve the money you spent in buying those crops, but they come back in double portion. And then you are happy. When next year comes, the only source of inspiration and encouragement you have is to go back to the past first of all, to see the bountiful harvest you have in the previous year. This becomes a motivating factor that will make you pay or sow more seed, make more sacrifice, because you know the future still hold you a bountiful harvest. But understand, it's not always that way. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But then the key master word there is don't give up. And so today, when it comes to the issue of Biafra restoration, we understand that there is a time for making sacrifice. That is the time where we are. A lot of people have made sacrifice. And you see the seed you have sown. It's not bringing forth any fruit. Most of you will be discouraged and you will not have anything to do with it. The key word, never give up. The key word, never give up. You must hold your ground. And if you diligently sow, if you patiently wait for the harvest time, I tell you, you will reap. The issue of Biafra is achievable. It's just that a lot of people are not considering the consequence of their actions. And so when they do what they do, they think it's all about them. There will always be division. There will always be misunderstanding. There will always be confusion. There will always be disagreement. But only the generation that understand how to manage this situation and circumstance, only them survive. You think the Germans don't have conflict of interest? The question is, how do they manage it? As disciplined as the Korean nation and the Asian nations are concerned, you think they don't have conflict of interest? The question should be, how do they manage it? North Korea is doing what it's doing. Vietnam stood on a different ground. Japan have to resist the communists of China, and so on and so forth. And so in the case of Biafra, what are we expecting to gain? What is the gain? Is it you and your descendant, your family, becoming the president that you are looking for? No. No. When that dream is shaking, you will aboard the ship. And that is what is happening to many of you. Remove yourself from the beneficiaries of the investment and reposition yourself as somebody who is just making sacrifice. You will be rewarded here on this Biafra restoration project. We don't consider the future. A lot of evil will come against us. All this complaint you are seeing now, let us fail. If we fail, we have only succeeded in doubling the affliction of the next generation. And so when most of us are determined, doing what we are doing against all odds, it's not about us, brother. It is not about us. But God will not do for man what man should do for themselves. It is not about us. There is no greater success. There is no greater way to enjoy success than for you to wake up one day. You look at those your children you have labored so much for, and all of them are doing well. And maybe this festive period, they came home. You just look at your son, Ikenna. He's doing well. He's married and he has children. And then you look at your daughter, Adobe. The husband sent her home. She's doing well. And then maybe you look at your last child, Tamono. He has graduated from the university and is looking for a job. You see your whole life before you. Such people are not afraid to die. Such people are not afraid to die. But to see a family still under the struggle process, it takes determination. They begin to look forward to, yes, I'm suffering now. Somewhere along the line, my children are going to be successful, and then I can rest. In this Biafra agitation, what is our dream for the future? What our expectation for the future? I can assure you, most of them is when they wake up in the morning, how do we rubbish George ONYIBE? How do we kill this one? How do we kill our politician? How do we kill the police? How do we do this one? We are doing it to ourselves. People like that, they do not have relationship with the future. Check everything you have been doing individually in the name of Biafra Restoration Project, and hit your hand in the chest that the outcome of your activity today will make you to be very proud in the nearest future. You see, not all of us are doing what will make us to be proud. Of course, you can decide to seal your conscience. But in the midst of the past and the future, they become a mirror, an instant reflection of the present. You can discern his failure and his success from the present based on how they act. What are their motivating factors? We are the now. We are not yesterday. We are not tomorrow. We may have connection with yesterday. We may be linked to tomorrow. But we are none of these. We are now. And so we should be able to begin to ask ourselves question. What are we doing now? I love the conscience. I love the conscience. Because you cannot make your conscience to lie. You can shut it up, but you can't make it to lie. Ask yourself, what exactly are you doing? What exactly are you doing? You are looking for Biafra. You are looking for Idu Kingdom. You are looking for Igudumigodo Kingdom. I don't hear about Igudumigodo anymore. Whatever you are looking for, what is your personal interest there? What are you trying to protect? Your own ego? What we do in the now is very important. Those who have kept us here, as you are speaking, they are planning. They go back and look at the archive, what their father asked them to do. And then they come back in the immediate and execute them. And then they wait for us to fumble in the nearest future and they take advantage of it. Whatever is happening in Imo State, for instance, Opus Odema may be enjoying it. It will hurt him later. Except you operate on divine principle. Roger Sokorocha was once an invisible Imolite who outrightly was against Biafra agitation. Answered the Nayangodu, I think it is Roger Sokorocha now the Kano insulted. But all these are for earthly gain. Did he not tell you he gave 500 million naira to IPOB? He looks invisible. Today, the son-in-law was arrested, on Sunday, from the church. Mesmerizing, turning to a tout. Who would have believed such a thing will happen? What are you doing now? How will it reflect in the future? How does it commemorate what has happened in the past? And how do you think the people around you will view you? Don't you know we get to a stage in life where the masses will revolt? And so when we are doing what we are doing, one day, if we fail to repent and do the right thing, we will upset the balance. We play on the offenses in most cases because we want to put an end to evil. We know where it's going to end. We know how it's going to end. And then we rather bear this cross, carry this burden, like people like Archbishop Desmond Tutu. In the time of Nelson Mandela, even as a clergy, he gave his voice. He was so radical. His credibility as a reverend can be questioned. But I thank God he stood his ground to the end. He suffered greatly. But he was more interested, first of all, how they got there, the past. And then he considered, if we pay this sacrifice at this moment, how will it be in the future? And I'm happy he saw it all. And so he's the man of now. People of Biafra, if someone has been deceiving us, it's okay. If we have been deceiving ourselves, it's okay. But for us not to be able to make proper use of the past, the future, and then make them reflect in the now, we are just starting this journey. It's quite unfortunate that our present in most cases is often neglected by so many, and that is why you have large numbers of failures in life than success. There are issues that they will be supposed to be reviewed now. I mean, ignore them, leave them. That reminds me of what happened during the war. Adakaboro led a revolution against Nigeria. They fought the Nigerian state for 12 days with few men. He fought Nigeria. Nigeria just do abrakatami brakata, abrakatami brakata, bam. They shot Adakaboro down. And then within 6 months, Dim Chukwemeko Dimegojuku, the people's general, he rose up with the same ideology. But for this time, he needed to defend his territory. Nigeria moved into action. They said, just leave Ojukwu. In 2 weeks, we crushed Biafra. 2 weeks went to 3 months. 3 months entered 1 year. 1 year entered 2 years. 2 years entered 3 years. Nigerian and her allies understand that even life after death, life after life, Nigerian cannot win Biafra. Even one state in Biafra land, Nigerian cannot win them. And that is when they rise up to the challenge. Give the necessary support to Nigeria. And then when they tell you, Nigeria and win Biafra war, who told you? But those men understand what has happened in the past. They have the history with them. Ojukwu and his men understand what will take place in the future. And they were ready to make every necessary sacrifice. And then in the present, they were able to prove a point to the world that today the world are still considering, who are these people? In the midst of chaos around the globe, in the presence of your enemy, the Lord set a table before them. But you see, he anointed their head with oil. It was horrible, I must tell you. It was not something we wish for, I must tell you. But those men were the men of now. The men of now. They were the men of now. They invested the past and the future in their present. If you understand what I'm telling you, you can be doing whatever you are doing to underrate another person. My brother, my guy, we are here, we go nowhere. Let us check where we are coming from. Let us consider where we are going to. Let it reflect in our action. You will know who you are. If Nnamdi Kanu was to be transparent and sincere and have that privilege to come and narrate his ordeal sincerely, you see, it's only regret. Forget about trying to be strong, so people say you are strong. But you know the true result. It's like a reverend. One of the things we were taught, when you are sick, when you have problem, you cannot say it to your church member. Only when it is out of your control. And so you wake up on Sunday morning, you are sick. But for some reason you have to be on the pulpit there. And then you drove to the church. And when you get to the church, in most cases, you take pain relief. You can take paracetamol. You're going to preach miracle, but only few pastors will be sincere to tell you all these things. And when you tell your members this truth, You have a family, a true church family. And then at the end of the day, what do? You start preaching. You start gingering, canvassing, sweating. You stay there over the years. And the moment you drive in home after service, you beckon on your wife. Honey, please, I'm dying. Give me that medicine again. But you have just healed somebody. You have just prayed for somebody. It was worth it. Because the moment you go to church, imagine Bishop, General Overseer, you sit down on daddy chair and you are shivering, you are jittering, and maybe one of your deacon ask you, Daddy, what is wrong? You say, oh, malaria, oh, malaria, oh. They will call prayer warrior. Your church member will lay hand on you. At that moment, the spiritual authority has been taken from you. And you see, it's a cross you must carry. And so even when you are dying, you must pretend to be strong. And the same thing is applicable with what we are doing. If you find yourself in the position of authority, if you see yourself willing influence and controlling people, understand there are things you should do and there are things you should not do. And the more you try to pretend, the more you try to hide all these things, the more we face more danger. I will stop here this evening. I want to encourage our people. Let us revisit our past as a people. Let us reconsider. Every day I keep wondering, who are the people that built the Igbo nation? I don't know who they are. But whoever they are sophisticated. Whoever they are unusual people. And look at everything you can be proud of today. It is the sacrifice, the handwork of people you may not know, but yet they live along with you because their actions and their deed are before your very present. But what have you been able to achieve? If we leave the stage now, what exactly are we going to say? Yes, we have been able to achieve. Let us reevaluate our position. This journey has just begun. Yesterday is gone. We have so much to learn from it. Today we must take advantage of it. And so the future can be bright. At this moment our lines are open. And you are free to call in, make your contribution, send advice to Biafrans. And of course that is what, if you know what is obtainable. Don't impose your will on people. Advise Biafrans. Be ready to clean up this mess. And to be able to do that, we need to go to the length and the breadth of Biafra nation. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line. Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. 070-815-45642. If you cannot access this studio line, you are encouraged to call any of my social media platforms. It could be WhatsApp, it could be Messenger. That is if you have access to it. The lines at this moment are open. And like I said, you are free to call in. This is still Radio Biafra Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station. Our target is to ensure that nobody sells the next generation of Biafra. Nobody under our watch. We understand the need for consultation. We understand the importance of re-evaluation. We understand the reason why we must stand for the truth, irrespective of the challenges there. And believe me, it is Biafra or Biafra. It's a way to go. We cannot destroy all that is left of us. Are we laying another foundation when this building is almost completed? Let's not be a wasteful generation. I'll be back in a minute.
Mommy, don't cry. Daddy, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. I want you Biafra, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Now we be the Biafra, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. I want you Biafra, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. Freedom is here, hello Biafra, hello Biafra. I want you Biafra, yeah. Freedom, freedom is here, is here. Yeah, 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 yeah. Na, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. You walk it out,
Yes, sir. I'm joined by one of us. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. You're welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Christmas, I would like to ask you some questions. What is the meaning of Christmas?
If you ask me what is the meaning of Christmas, I can simply tell you. As if you're asking me the meaning of Christmas,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you hear me? It is like that in most cases. But let's see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. You said what is the meaning
What is the meaning
of Christmas?
meaning of Christmas? Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't know the meaning of Christmas. But I do know that a group of religion sects believe that Jesus came. These are the Christians. And that Jesus died for the sins of the world. He was buried and he rose on the third day. And is with God. And so they are celebrating his birthday. That is all I know. And so there is a difference between what I know and what I believe. So I will stop there for the sake of conflicting opinion and interest behind that question. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good. According to the history I have gone, during Second World War, the American and the British war, where they are fighting for their liberation, then got peace on Christmas Day. So it means that Christmas is all about embracing peace and love. And you know, when a new child coming into her home is always peace and love. So that is Christmas. So because the way you were speaking today is like really reverend, you have gone through this. That is my feeling when I was when you are talking and I'm listening what you are saying. And in this world, without peace, you can never get any victory. Anything you are doing in life, and there is no peace in your midst, it's very difficult for the person to survive or to succeed. So your God is what you send is a gospel. You are speaking, you are just throwing message. It was so polite and very calm. It's not something that you are fighting. You embrace peace and love. And in a freedom fighter, fighting is against the institution of the political area. That is what we are fighting. Am I right? Now, as we are fighting, if we are not fighting against the institution of these politicians, do you know that these politicians can rubbish us like a tissue toilet and flush in the toilet? Nobody will talk. That's why there is police. That's why there is security personnel. Those security is supposed to be defending the masses, but the politicians are using them to intimidate the masses. When the politicians went into power, then we forget that they asked people to vote them there. Then we now change and turn the power into their self, decide what they like, believing that those who come to vote them are nobody. Five, because of the institution of the political area have made them to feel like that in that way. I don't know if I'm coming clearly.
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Because if I need where you can correct me, you help and correct me. You know, because I believe that, you know, you speak about people getting graduates in their houses, in their families. I know what it takes for someone to bring his child or her child to become a graduate. And when you are graduating, for you to talk about in the nation you come from. Nigeria is the biggest black nation on this planet, and they have the biggest oil resources in the world. Nigeria is a place the whole world are feeding from, but they are pretending. Now those who went to school, because me, I didn't go to school. I'm a passing 6 level. I don't know if I can call it a standard 6 or passing 6. Because when I see all the doctors, the lawyers, the judges sitting in Nigeria, and they're not doing anything. When you talk about leader does not mean when you are 80 years, or when you are 90 years, or when you are 50 years. A leader of a family, any man who married and have children, I think he's a leader, right? Now the old ones, as I'm here now, as I am, I'm not up to 50, but do believe that I cannot be in computer for more than 2 hours. I will be feeling it on my eye to sleep. So how come a man of 70 years, a man of 80 years, to go and be a president? What is he gonna do there? What is he going to do there? Can he sit on computer and compose something better? The answer is no. If a 60 years old man cannot stand on the computer up to 2 hours, he must surely fall asleep. So when I look at the ones who have graduated in Nigeria, and they are not doing anything. If you go to the history of democracy, democracy started from Obasanjo. Obasanjo was the one handed over to Chagare, I think from Zik. But in our own time, it was Obasanjo from 1980, 1979, till he come back again, 1999. And this man have nothing to offer to Nigerians. Do you know that what I was saying before about Nigeria having actress? Do you know that they have removed it on Google as I'm talking to you now? If you go on Google now, ask how many factories Nigeria have, you can never find it again. They have removed it. Now, Obasanjo came back again, 1999, thereabout, 1998-99. What have you done? Nothing, zero. So if you check out all the people who have graduated and who have been, I don't call them leader, I call them president, head of state, governors, local government chairman, House of Representative, because they are not my leader. They are not leading me. I don't have any leader. Leader I have is my God. My God is my leader. I have no leader. I don't know if I make it correct or if I'm wrong. That is my own belief. My God is my leader. So now, when you look at all these things, you find that, look at Ghana. Ghana is 30 million. 1,000 factories. Now, Nigeria have nothing to offer. And every one of them are jumping around as a governor, as a representative. All of them are graduates. But what do they have to offer? It doesn't matter. So many people are taking their children to the best school, to the highest school, spend the highest money for their children to be the best in the world. And their children come with empty portfolio as they are. As they are. So what we are fighting is these two who brought us what we are passing through today. Nigeria is the biggest black nation in the world. Nigeria deserves to be more than 15 countries. So everybody can go and use their brain and manage their country well. So the message you are trying today is all about peace. Whatever they are doing, they are just wasting their time because it's just like they are overdue. If during IPO, do you know that if Nnadi was planned very well, as they are collecting the BDF, the Biafran Defense Force, if they was collecting this money and they buying arms, do you know the type of arms they have got by now? If they come out with war, it will be terrible. No word can quench them. For spending 6 years building up, buying arms. 6 years, man. If the person come out to speak, the world will be checking. But they don't have the mind. Without planning, after your education, after your graduation, if you don't have plan that you just want to have certificate that you have graduated, you will end up selling crayfish and the bread in the street or being a barber. That is the graduation you have because you didn't go to study. If you go to your schoolmates, all of you who were doing from primary school, primary 1 to secondary school, university level, do we find out if you people are 1,000, it's only 2 or 3 people is doctor. Because doctors is the most difficult course in university. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Because these ones called lawyers who are jumping around now to become politicians, become lawyers. I have been in the court in Europe several times without a lawyer, and I win the case without a lawyer. Heavy case, standing on my own with the prosecutor, I win the case without a lawyer 3 times. So these ones jumping around that they have their lawyers going on there. They are not fighting anything. They are not fighting against the institution. They have the authority to fight. They cannot fight. So as we are fighting, even if we are joining politics now, that we need a joint politics, which institution is going to guide you there? Is it not the same corruption institution? If you go there, cannot fight, then we kill you. And because this is a British content. So we keep fighting, man. We never go back. Keep it up. God bless you, and happy New Year in advance.
Thanks.
This New Year gotta be a great year for us. God bless you all.
Thank you very
Bless you.
much. Thank you very much. And of course, peace is forged through the fire of war. He that want peace must get ready for war. And that is why most people will not understand the role we are playing at this moment. But be rest assured, here on Biafra Nation Alliance, we have been able to consult our past, make it to influence with the future as we take every immediate decision. There are roles for all of us to play. There are issues for us to address adequately. And I can assure you, we cannot push any of them under the carpet. We have a nation to deliver. Clear your mind from this deception all around us. Remain very focused. You will begin to see the way forward. You will begin to see the solution to all these problems. And for those of you who have seen it already, you may not have what it takes to inject the solution into the system. But keep trying. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. We will emerge victoriously at the end. Our lines are still open, and of course, you are free to call in. If those of you in Anambra, some part of Anambra State, Tere, Mbo, Obaru, and its environment, you can receive Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station on 100.5 FM. Those of you in River State, within Obiakpo and Ikwiri local government, you can receive Biafra Human Rights and Freedom Radio Station on the same channel, 100.5. And those of you in Delta State, within the head bridge down to Zene Junction and its environment, you can get Biafra Human Rights Freedom Radio Station on FM 100.5. And of course, we are on app, we are on Simple Radio, we are on satellite, and we are on ground. I encourage the people of Biafra to rise up. Those of you who have been blackmailed and called saboteur, if you know your hand is clean, I think Biafra Nation Alliance is the place for you to be. They will hunt you down. They will oppress you. They want to shut you down because they know what the future holds. And so they will clear every trace of your existence, every evidence to the atrocity. But in as much as our target is not to expose anybody, we cannot allow evil to gain root in our land. Biafra Nation Alliance is where you will have your freedom. Of course, the de facto government are there with the presentation of the governance code. I think the problem are half solved. If you are still here on this platform, you are ignorant, you are naive, and you are being used, consider your present condition. Check what happened or what you know about the past. And consider how your action today will affect tomorrow. If I have, let's take this call. Caller on the line, can you hear me? Caller on the line. Can you hear me? Caller on the line, are you there? having a technical issue, network problem. But we continue. If you still can, try and call back. And so, considering the position, caller on the line, can you hear me? Can you hear me, caller on the line? Good evening.
Because Abarijo is not talking. Why? Okay.
Hello? Can you hear me? Go ahead.
Abarijo is not on.
You're calling.
I'm talking from Radio Biafra.
No, this is Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station.
Huh?
You are on to Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio Station.
Abarijo is not on.
Your complaints are noted, and those responsible will look into it. Thank you. And of course, those are our people living in ignorance. They want to know the truth. They want to know what is happening. They are all in darkness. But how will they get the truth? How will they know what is happening? These are some of the things we stand to oppose. That is why we tell our people, whatever you are doing now, we are reminding you, consider how it will affect our people tomorrow. But when you go on Facebook, you will hear, Abba is back now, loud and clear, tune in. We paid the bill. We paid the price. We would have been there. But where are all of them? I was instrumental in installing some mini transmitter in Abia State. Where are all of them? Bright Chime is here. And okay foreign them. We're losing them, moving them up and down. They are not saboteur to Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, Ebon is on, live and direct. But the idea was to ensure our people are informed. Our people are informed. Because when you are not informed, you become deformed. It's as simple as that. And coming back to where we are. The reason we stand our ground and take this position. They are numerous. They are so many. But I can assure you, sabotage is not part of them. Betraying our brothers is not part of them. Selling the next generation is not part of them. The lying and deception is not part of the ingredient. Our cause are just, backed by the law, divine or moral laws. We have the moral right to do whatever we are doing. And so why do we have to kill to prove that we are right? If you are right, you are right. And if you are wrong, you are wrong. But of course, when you want to kill to cover your atrocity, it's understandable. The Biafra Restoration Project, the journey is taking a different dimension. Over 90% of the instruments that will give us Biafra have been destroyed already. But will that make us back down? Will that make us go into our shell and hope for the next generation? No. We will keep pushing. We'll keep doing everything we know is necessary. And I can assure you in the nearest future, the truth would have been very obvious. and our people will understand the reason why everybody must get involved. There is need to define what we really want. What is our mission statement? Whatever you are doing, where do you intend it to lead us to? The people who did it in the past, where did it lead them to? And how will it affect the next generation, the future generation? These are the time we need to begin to think. Ask yourself this question. What exactly that is in the past which has become the driving force logically for Biafra restoration? Let us ask ourselves, what exactly are we doing to ensure that the future is secured for our people? And then what are we currently doing to effect a positive change that we desire? Just look around Biafra land. We are the one fighting ourselves. We are the one destroying our land. Yet we are the one professing to be saving our land. Consider these three aspects and the position where you find yourself. Let us consider what we are doing in this moment and be the judge for ourselves. And then you will see that the commandment of God is written within our heart already. The journey has begun already. It is a renovation time. Those who have Biafra at heart, you are not a blogger. You are not a career freedom fighter. You are not a government agent. You are not fighting to cover your atrocity. You are not fighting to keep the people in the dark. I can assure you, this is the time for you to rise up and let your conscience guide you. You are coming to the end of the year. In a few days from now, we'll be in another year. And I'm glad we've been able to make our point. At this moment, I will be rounding up. And I appreciate those who were able to call in. Of course, our brother Garanyobi Adiocha. These are men who came out with their whole heart for this struggle. But sooner or later, they knew the truth. And of course, with their experience in the past, considering their position at the immediate, they can easily visage what will happen in the nearest future. But no evil will befall Biafra Restoration Project. And I think that is why we are here. And so once again, I encourage you, look for the Biafra Nation Alliance family anywhere around the world and join. There is a lot going on, and you need to be part of that move. And for our people around the world, look out for the de facto customary government. The part of the parliament, the part of this decision making. You need to be part of everything we are doing. And of course, if you cannot access us, you can come through our website. Our administrators come once in a while to give out their number. Contact them. And I will assure you also that you can go through our media platform. You will get to the right direction. That having been said, the people of Biafra must watch out. You must be very careful. This is a very dangerous moment in the history of our people. We are gradually changing, but it is important we know what we are changing into. With a lot of activities going on and political unrest in Nigeria, we stand at the receiving end to bear the brunt. Let us save ourselves and our people, most especially the next generation. I draw the curtain at this moment and I say good night from here. We continue from where we stop tomorrow. Ndewonu.
Mr. Pro, I'm doing it.
On the beat.
Listen, I can see my people, see my baby by your side. I can see my people in rivers. I also see my people in Delta, Cross River and ONYIBE. Even in those states, I can see my people in Enugu. I can see my people. I also see my people in a bunny, Imo and Aga, Igala and Igama, Good a place and it could be before good and man to see the unification of all Biafrans. Has it been said already?
Yes, just hold on. Just hold on. People, I don't know, just a minute. I don't know if the line is always backward. Can you hear me now?
Yes, this is Okonkwo calling from London.
You're welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Dear ONYIBE, I thank you so much for this this night education. Because I call it education. You educate our people. You give us inspiration to move on. I will tell you, so many Biafrans have abandoned the struggle. Our brains are no more working. Without you giving us this education, we don't know where we will be at this moment. I so much appreciate your job trying to re-educate our people on the need to keep in to what Biafran de facto government, Biafran Nations Alliance is doing.
Before I forget or I digress, my name is Paul Okoronkwo. I come from Bende. Bende is in ONYIBE province of Biafra land. Mazi ONYIBE, this program this night, like I said to you, every program you do, I can't say which one is the best, but anytime you come online is the best. Thank you for what you are doing for Biafrans. I have to be honest. I have to be honest this night. This program you are doing tonight is the best for this 2021, which we are going into 2022. Dear friends, lovers of freedom, I am your brother Paul Okoronkwo from ONYIBE province, and I'm saying to you, listen and listen carefully. Biafra Nation Alliance is not here to deceive anybody. Biafran de facto government is not here to deceive anybody. Most of us was in IPOB until criminality come into IPOB. We left IPOB. We joined Mazi Chemofo, Obidio Bienu, Mazi Egono, Omiomio, Mazi ONYIBE, Diok ONYIBE. We said enough is enough. We have to move out from the way we used to do things before. Let us kill into the real issue on how to get Biafra. Biafra cannot be got by criminality. Biafra cannot be got from killing and eating our people. Biafra cannot be got by stealing guns from police and army. Biafra will be got on true and genuine way. Mazi ONYIBE, you have explained yourself, but I will say your cry for our people will not go in vain. You have cried a lot for how many years now? Now IPOB or IPONC are disgracing themselves. When they said, my question, you know, I never stop asking this question. Radio Biafra was sold to the Nigerian government. Uchemofo or somebody close to Nnamdi Kanu sold Radio Biafra. And Radio Biafra is still speaking up to today. Nobody have explained if Uchemofo have gone back to pay Nigerian government or Nigerian government pay Nnamdi Kanu. This is not what I want to say today. My people, Biafrans, lovers of freedom, I am your brother, Paul Okoronkwo. Everybody in London knows me. Everybody in UK knows who I am. We have gone beyond this. We have reached Rubicon. Now we are in the middle. See and the devil. If you want to follow the devil, go on. If you want to come out to help our people, what is going on in Biafra land? What is going on in Igbo land? We are crying. Blood are being shed. Like everybody knows me, I don't talk much. But what I'm telling us this night is, let us think, come back to the drawing board and know how IPOB started, where IPOB is now, and where IPOB is going. When Mazimefo was in IPOB, Mazimefo handled IPOB. Mazimefo kept IPOB till when Mazimefo left. ONYIBE left. Obidi left. Everybody left. You see that IPOB have. I am not praying that IPOB, what is going on should be going on. I didn't pray for it because all of us are IPOB. Now that it's like this, I want us to come out, stop hiding, stop being scared of the name they will call you. I want us to come out and rebuild this Biafran agitation by joining Biafran Nation Alliance. If you don't want to join Biafran Nation Alliance, you can, as a person, identify with Biafran de facto government. You start your own family wherever you want to start. ONYIBE, I don't have time now because I just step out of the car and I'm just going in. ONYIBE, I will leave you with my number. People who want to belong to Biafran de facto government, if you're in UK, if you're in Europe, or you want to be a part of Biafran Nation Alliance, just call. If you're in UK, call 075-3641-5024. I repeat, 075-3641-5024. If you are in outside UK, Europe, any part of the world, we have our family in UK, we have our family in Europe. OBDK is in Italy. Our brother that come up on social media is in Spain. AGK is in Austria. Mbadike is in America. Obidio Bienu is in America. Most of you know Uche Mofo. If you can send him a WhatsApp message, he will direct you to people that will put you through. My number is also on WhatsApp. Send me a text message on 075-3641-5024. If you are in outside UK, just add +44-75-3641-5024. ONYIBE, the good work you are doing, posterity will reward you. What you've been doing since from IPOB, thank God nobody have said you have soiled your hand. I am a witness. I've been with you since 2017 to this date. You are, sometimes I call you sir. I'm older than you, but because of your truthfulness, that is why I call you sir. Age is nothing, but truth is something. Mazi Uche Mofo is a leader to be trusted? Mazi Obidio Bienu, Egonu, Omiomio, they are leaders to be trusted. My people, I'm begging. Like I used to beg because I was once in your situation. I free myself out. Free yourself. Stop hiding. Come out and make yourself known. Nobody is going to harass you. In Biafra Nation Alliance, in Biafra de facto government, you will have your say. If you come, say your mind. If they didn't take it, you know your suggestion will be taken if you put up argument. ONYIBE, due to the level I am now, I don't want to continue, but I beg you to continue. What you're doing, Biafrans love it. Forget about the people on the broadcast, people who are watching. People watch this, thousands. Your pain will never be in vain. Continue. We love you. God love you. The God of our land love you. Biafran Nations Alliance say kudos to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, from here for joining me. And good night.
There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.